Welcome back, everyone. We've all heard about the Real ID for years now, and the deadline has been pushed several times, but this time the federal government will start enforcing the Real ID Act in 2 weeks on May 7th. So how do you get one, and what happens to travelers who don't have one? Travel expert Megan Curdy from Dream Vacations is here to talk to us about that. All right, so first off, let's start from the beginning here. This all started with the Real ID Act that was enacted a couple years ago. So tell us about that.
It passed in 2005, and it really had a lot to do with 9/11. There's a big stricter identification rules that have come into play. If everybody remembers, that's when the passports kind of started making some different changes. You started seeing some holograms and things appearing. So this is just all part of making sure everything's verified, you are a U.S. citizen, all the good things to make sure you are who you say you are.
Okay, so for Arizonans, what does this look like?
So it's a pretty easy process. I highly recommend getting an appointment at the MVD. There's a handful of documents you need to make sure you take with you. A passport, a piece of paper that has your mailing address on it. And it's a pretty quick process, just like if you were to renew your driver's license and go get a new photo taken. The best thing to do, like I said, I can't reiterate enough, get that appointment. It's $25 fee, and it moves pretty quickly.
And you can book this online to kind of streamline it, so it's not like you're waiting in line.
No, and I mean, I went and got mine, and my appointment was with, I think I came in 5 minutes early even. Like they got me in a little bit early, so arrived
early. And it was pretty quick though,
the
process?
Yeah, I mean, it's smooth sailing. They check all your paperwork, take another photo for you. So for anybody like me who's had their driver's license for a really long time, got a refreshed photo, and then you get it within 2 weeks at home.
That's great. Okay, speaking of 2 weeks here, ADOT does say that the process and to mail it out and everything, to ship it out, it does take about 2 weeks. So if the deadline is in about 2 weeks, May 7th, if you get it late, then what? Because let's just say you need to fly. What if you don't have it?
So you can use a passport or a passport card. Any government issued ID will work. So a military ID will also work. So those documents will always work, whether you have a real ID or not. You can definitely take those with you anytime you travel.
It's just kind of more of a hassle and one more thing to, hold. Okay, so we're showing video right here. That on the far right-hand corner, that star right there, that indicates that, yes, you have the real ID.
Yes, and the new ones issued with Arizona also have a little bit of a hologram to them that if you hold it up, you can see it. So the real ID is really important. Your passports as well will start having some of those identifications as you renew them.
Okay, here's a question. Does a minor need a real ID?
They do not, technically. For my clients, I highly recommend getting a form of ID, whether that's a passport or getting a state-issued ID. And if you're going to get your minor a state-issued ID, go ahead and pay for that real ID, because then if for some reason they're flying as an unaccompanied minor or flying with a grandparent or something of that nature, it just helps ensure the process goes smoothly for them. It's a pretty easy process. Same type thing, just have to get the birth certificate with you down there to get it and be with you as the parent or legal guardian.
Yeah, just get it done.
Just get it done. I mean, they last a while, especially for the minors. It gives them it's great for them to have identification, especially if they're involved in sports and out and about and doing things. It's always good to have that form of ID.
Okay, Megan, excellent information. Thank you so much for the reminder.
Of course.
So again, book online to Arizona MVD. Get it done. One less hassle.
You don't want to get grounded.
No, definitely not. All right, thank you so much. Now here's Crystal with your forecast.